Hi everyone, welcome to your Knowledge Hub. So today we will be looking into the aspect of Foreign Exchange Management Act, wherein money you have got after the sale of the property. How is that money taken out of the country? Okay. So rule number 29 of FEMA rules deal with this. So this rule explains when and how money received from selling property in India can be taken outside India. So first of all, who is covered in this? Whatever I will be explaining, it will be applicable to whom? First, a person who has earlier lived in India and later became non-resident, or his or her legal successor. Now, what is the rule? What rule exactly does it say? Money received from selling such property cannot be taken outside India unless RBI gives a special approval or RBI gives a specific permission to it. Now, default position is money received after the sale of property in India is not allowed to go outside the country without RBI's approval. Now, sale of property in India by NRI or OCI. If the property is sold in India by an NRI or an OCI, this is the most important part that you need to understand. The authorized dealer bank may allow sending the sale money outside India if all of the following conditions are met. Now, what are the conditions? First, the property must have been legally acquired. Now, what do you mean by legally acquired? It means in accordance with FEMA rules applicable at that time. Now, if the original purchase of the property is not according to FEMA laws, then money cannot be sent outside the country. Now, how the property was originally paid, this is also you need to consider. At the time of purchase, payment must have been made through funds from FCNR account or funds from NRE account. Now, what are these two accounts? I will tell you in some another video, although I have made a presentation about it. But FCNR account and NRE, these are two accounts. Briefly, you can understand is these accounts are maintained by people who have some connection in India and they store their money. In FCNR account, you store money in terms of, let's say, dollar. If you are a US resident and you deal in US dollars, in FCNR account you store that money in dollars, and in NRE account you store that money in Indian rupees. Now, all this is FCNR account and NRE account. We'll use this in some another video. Now, if the property was purchased using cash in hand or resident's saving account, then sending sale money outside India is not allowed. This is the best part you need to understand. If the property was brought using cash in hand or resident's saving account, then sending the sale money outside India is not allowed. Now, limit on residential property. How many property can you sell? This is also a question that you need to understand. For residential property, money can be sent outside India only up to 2 such properties. You can only sell 2 properties. Obviously, you can sell more than 2 properties, but the sale proceeds of only 2 properties can be taken outside the country. Now, if an NRI or OCI sells 1 or 2 residential houses, then this is allowed, subject to obviously certain conditions that people have to see. If there is a sale of 3rd residential property, that is not allowed. Now, this limit of two residential properties is only applicable to residential properties, not to commercial properties. Now, third thing is, if there is a sale of property due to loan defaults, that is external commercial borrowing, there is a loan default for whatever money you have taken from abroad. If there is a loan default, then what will happen in that case? An Indian company has taken a foreign loan. Immovable property in India was given as security. Now the borrower fails to repay that loan. This is the situation. I hope everybody has understood the situation, that the Indian company has taken a foreign loan, an immovable property in India was given as security, and the borrower fails to repay that loan. Then the bank can follow and what the bank can do? An unauthorized dealer bank an authorized dealer bank may permit the overseas lender or security trustee to sell the secured property. But the buyer must be a person resident in India. This is the biggest point. If that collateral is being sold, that that house is being sold, then the buyer must be a resident of the country. The money received can be sent outside India only to clear the understanding amount of that specific foreign loan. If the loan is about 2 lakh rupees, then you can only take that money of 2 lakh rupees outside the country. It doesn't matter whether you have generated 3 lakh money, 3 lakh rupees or 4 lakh monies after the sale of that property. You can only take the amount of 2 lakh rupees, which was the loan amount outside the country. Now, that property cannot be used for any other loan or any other unrelated payments. I hope this video was of some use to you. The video today that we have discussed is about what happens to the sale of property. What happens to the money generated from the sale of property, and how and till what extent that money can be taken outside the country. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.